10 silent habits that catabolize muscle mass every day and you don't even notice. When it comes to gaining muscle mass, most people obsessively focus on diet and training, which really are the foundation of everything. However, there are other fundamental pillars that are completely ignored, and worse. You might be having extremely destructive habits every day without even realizing it. This is exactly why many people train hard for years, eat properly, but simply don't see the results they expect and never understand the real reason. That's why today you'll see 10 silent habits that catabolize your muscles daily. And don't worry, because this won't be another one of those cliché videos telling you that you need to consume more protein, sleep 8 hours, or drink more water, which we know YouTube is full of. We're going to address factors that really go completely unnoticed in your daily routine, things you probably never imagined were sabotaging your gains. Before we begin, please tell us through the comments your name and the city where you're watching our content from. We'd love to know. Habit number 1. Sedentary lifestyle outside the gym. Even those who train dedicatedly can have serious problems if the rest of the day is completely sedentary. Muscles need constant activity to stay active and growing. When the only daily activity occurs during 1 or 2 hours of training, the body receives a contradictory signal. It perceives punctual demand during training, but little effort the rest of the time. This can lead the organism to get rid of tissues considered superfluous for the real daily demand. The body's reasoning is simple. Why maintain all this muscle mass if it's only used briefly? Spending many hours sitting drastically reduces blood circulation, making it difficult for nutrients to reach muscles and delaying the elimination of metabolic byproducts that accumulate in tissues. Total caloric expenditure also drops drastically. If nutrition doesn't adjust to this new reality, energy imbalances can occur that negatively affect protein synthesis. The solution isn't to transform your routine into constant training, but rather to incorporate movement throughout the day. Stand up every hour, walk during phone calls, use stairs instead of elevators, do light stretches between tasks. These small habits signal to the body that you need that muscle functioning all the time, not just at the gym. Think of this as active maintenance of the investment you make by training. Habit number 2. Constant consumption of sodas and energy drinks even if zero. Although zero sodas and energy drinks have no calories, they are true chemical cocktails that sabotage your muscle gains in multiple ways. The liver is forced to prioritize the elimination of all artificial additives present in these drinks. Sweeteners like aspartame and sucralose, colorings, preservatives, phosphoric acid. All of this diverts metabolic resources that should be being used for protein synthesis, hormonal production, and muscle recovery. Studies show that these artificial sweeteners completely destroy the intestinal microbiota, killing beneficial bacteria and promoting chronic inflammation that drastically compromises the absorption of proteins, amino acids, vitamins, and minerals essential for muscle building. Even without sugar, these drinks trick the body and cause insulin resistance over time, making it difficult to transport nutrients into muscle cells. The phosphoric acid present in sodas forces the organism to steal minerals like magnesium, calcium, and potassium from muscles and bones to neutralize the acidic pH, compromising muscle contraction and recovery. Energy drinks overload the adrenal glands with absurd doses of caffeine, keeping cortisol chronically elevated and promoting constant catabolism. The diuretic effect eliminates water and crucial electrolytes, harming cellular volume and protein synthesis. Caffeine also destroys sleep quality, reducing growth hormone and testosterone by up to 20%. In summary, while your body is busy eliminating these priority toxins, it simply cannot build muscles efficiently. Limit to a maximum of 1 or 2 servings per week, or ideally eliminate completely and prefer water, moderate pure coffee, or natural teas. Habit number 3. Blue light consumption at night. This is a modern addiction that almost everyone has, either on their phone or tablet or television before sleeping. This constant exposure to blue light emitted by electronic screens before sleep deeply harms the quality of your nighttime rest. Blue light suppresses the production of melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating your sleep cycle. When melatonin isn't produced adequately, you can't enter the deep phases of sleep, which are exactly when the greatest release of growth hormone and testosterone occurs. These hormones are fundamental for recovery and muscle building. Without quality sleep, even training and eating correctly, you're wasting much of your anabolic potential. The body interprets blue light as a signal that it's still daytime, keeping the organism in a state of alert when it should be preparing to rest. This raises cortisol at night, the worst possible time, creating a completely unfavorable hormonal environment for muscle gains. The solution is simple but requires discipline. Avoid screens at least 1 to 2 hours before sleeping. If you need to use electronics, activate blue light filters or use blocking glasses. Prefer reading a physical book, meditating, or doing light stretches. Your sleep will improve drastically, and your muscles will thank you for the adequate recovery. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Having constant access to science-based information is what will make you progress with health in the long term in the bodybuilding world. Habit number 4. Training in excess. Excess strength training may seem contradictory, but overloading muscles without allowing adequate recovery also leads to loss of lean mass. Each weight training session generates microlesions and significant stress in muscle tissue that need time and nutrients to regenerate completely. When recovery intervals are insufficient, the body remains in a state of constant alert, elevating cortisol and drastically reducing anabolic potential. The result is an overtraining condition, where performance progressively worsens and muscle mass doesn't evolve, possibly even regressing. The immune system also weakens, making you more susceptible to infections and further prolonging the necessary recovery time. Training more doesn't always mean progressing more. Muscle grows during rest, not during training. The training session is just the initial stimulus. If you train the same muscle group every day or do absurd volumes without adequate periodization, you're hindering instead of helping. Respect rest periods between training sessions of the same muscle group, generally 48 to 72 hours depending on intensity. Observe signs of overtraining such as persistent fatigue, performance drop, irritability, insomnia, and loss of motivation. Sometimes less is more when it comes to building muscles sustainably. Habit number 5. Excessive caffeine consumption. Although caffeine in moderate doses can significantly improve performance during training, excessive consumption, especially above 400 to 600 milligrams daily, can chronically elevate cortisol levels in the organism. Caffeine stimulates the adrenal glands to produce more stress hormones, and when consumed in excess or too late in the day, drastically interferes with the sleep cycle and muscle recovery. Very high doses also increase diuresis, leading to loss of important electrolytes for adequate muscle function, such as potassium, magnesium, and sodium. Chronic and exaggerated consumption creates a vicious cycle where you depend more and more on caffeine just to have basic energy to function, while your sleep quality progressively deteriorates. This results in chronic fatigue, inadequate recovery, and a completely unfavorable hormonal environment for muscle building. Insulin sensitivity can also be negatively affected with very high doses of caffeine consumed regularly. The ideal is to limit consumption to 200 to 300 milligrams per day, equivalent to 2 or 3 cups of coffee, and always before 2 in the afternoon to not interfere with nighttime sleep. If you need multiple doses of caffeine just to feel functional, this is a sign that something is wrong with your sleep or recovery, not that you need more stimulants. Habit number 6. Insufficient consumption of healthy fats. Although many people obsessively focus on proteins and carbohydrates, healthy fats are absolutely crucial for hormonal production, especially testosterone and other steroid hormones fundamental for muscle gains. Very low-fat diets, generally below 20% of total calories, can significantly reduce testosterone levels, creating a completely unfavorable hormonal environment for muscle building and maintenance. Fats are also necessary for adequate absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K, all extremely important for muscle function and general health. Additionally, fats provide prolonged satiety and help stabilize blood sugar levels, preventing cortisol spikes associated with hypoglycemia. Essential fatty acids like omega-3 have powerful anti-inflammatory properties that directly assist in post-training muscle recovery. Cutting fats excessively out of irrational fear of gaining body fat can, paradoxically, seriously harm body composition by compromising hormonal production and metabolic function. Include sources like avocado, olive oil, nuts, fatty fish, whole eggs, and seeds. Try to maintain at least 25 to 35% of your total calories coming from quality fats. Habit number 7. Excessive use of anti-inflammatories and other medications. The moderate inflammatory response is an absolutely natural and necessary part of the muscle recovery process. When this inflammation is intensely suppressed with anti-inflammatories chronically, cellular repair signaling can be severely inhibited. Many medications affect water balance and retention of essential nutrients, making protein synthesis significantly less efficient. Diuretics can cause severe dehydration and dangerous electrolyte imbalances, while corticosteroids drastically increase muscle catabolism and decrease the body's natural recovery capacity. Some medications also directly interfere with hormonal production, reducing anabolic hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, making it extremely difficult to increase lean mass. Frequent and indiscriminate use without adequate medical guidance can completely sabotage all training and nutrition effort. It's important to evaluate with health professionals alternatives that minimize the risk of catabolism. There are natural strategies to reduce excessive inflammation, such as dietary adjustments including anti-inflammatory foods, adequate omega-3 supplementation, stress control, and active rest periods. If you need to use anti-inflammatories regularly for training-related pain, this is a sign that something is wrong with your exercise programming or recovery, not that you need more medications. Habit number 8. Insufficient exposure to natural sunlight. The lack of regular exposure to sunlight not only drastically affects vitamin D levels, but also completely dysregulates the circadian rhythm, profoundly impacting sleep quality and hormonal production. Morning sunlight is absolutely crucial to synchronize the internal biological clock, which regulates the release of hormones like cortisol, melatonin, and growth hormone at their appropriate times. When this rhythm is dysregulated, sleep quality progressively deteriorates, directly affecting muscle recovery and nighttime protein synthesis. Furthermore, low vitamin D levels resulting from little sun exposure are strongly associated with lower muscle strength, increased fatigue, and significantly slower recovery. Vitamin D also plays an extremely important role in adequate immune function and regulation of systemic inflammation. People who spend entire days in closed environments without adequate sun exposure tend to have much worse results in gaining and maintaining muscle mass compared to those who regularly expose themselves to the sun. The ideal is to seek at least 15 to 30 minutes of direct sun exposure, preferably in the morning, without sunscreen in the first minutes to allow adequate synthesis of vitamin D. If this isn't possible, consider vitamin D supplementation after checking your blood levels with laboratory tests. Habit number 9. Prolonged caloric deficit. Maintaining prolonged caloric deficit for aesthetic purposes or fat loss can cause serious muscle catabolism if not well planned. When the body doesn't receive sufficient energy for very extended periods, it seeks energy alternatives in the organism itself, with muscle being one of the main sources of amino acids to generate energy through gluconeogenesis. The organism sacrifices lean mass to conserve fat, especially if the deficit is extreme or accompanied by inadequate training and low protein intake. In a state of prolonged energy scarcity, the body drastically reduces the production of anabolic hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, while significantly increasing cortisol. Loss of muscle mass also reduces basal metabolism, since muscle is metabolically very active tissue. This creates a vicious cycle where you need to eat less and less to continue losing weight, while losing more and more muscle. Strategies like refeeds, which consist of strategically increasing carbohydrates on specific days, can help signal to the body that there is adequate energy availability, preserving muscle mass during cutting periods. The ideal caloric deficit to preserve muscle while losing fat is moderate, generally between 300 to 500 calories below maintenance, combined with high protein intake and consistent strength training. Avoid very restrictive or prolonged diets without strategic breaks. Habit number 10. Aging and sarcopenia. With aging occurs gradual and progressive loss of muscle mass, known as sarcopenia, which begins subtly after 30 years and intensifies significantly after 60. This condition leads to reduction of strength and muscle functionality, drastically increasing the risk of falls, fractures, and serious mobility problems. Sarcopenia occurs due to several combined factors: decreased efficiency of protein synthesis, reduction of anabolic hormone levels, less spontaneous physical activity, and neuromuscular changes like loss of motor units. As years pass, the body progressively reduces the production of hormones like testosterone and growth hormone. Additionally, there is decreased anabolic sensitivity, making the training stimulus and protein intake significantly less efficient. Muscle mass begins to be seen by the organism as something dispensable, since it demands a lot of energy for maintenance. Although it's a natural process, it can be drastically attenuated with regular strength training and adequate nutrition. Protein needs increase with age, reaching 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight. Strength training becomes even more critical, not optional, to preserve independence and quality of life. The more muscle you build and maintain while young, the better your muscle reserve will be to face aging with health and dignity. If you're over 40 years old and enjoyed the video, we're showing right now a video on the screen showing the 8 things you need to do if you want to gain muscles at that age. Don't miss it. Thanks for watching until here, and may God bless you, my friend.